In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some new items from Amy Plans Things, and then we're going to be doing a fun little creative journaling spread. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Tracy, and here on my channel, I like to play creatively in journals and planners, as well as doing quite a few shopping hauls. So if that sounds like something that may be of interest to you, then definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. So yeah, I have a bunch of new goodies here from Amy Plans Things. This is all being released on July the 10th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this one, I have a feeling is going to go really, really fast. You can see we have quite a few washi tapes of varying sizes, plus we have some PET tapes. And as always, we have her monthly release of her sticker book and her Moments and Moods book of trackers. All of this is hand-drawn artwork, by the way. We are going to start with the sticker book and the tracker book first, and then we will get to the washi tapes and PET tapes. So like I said, everything is hand-drawn. You can get these sticker books and the Moments and Moods books as printables if you prefer. Just go to her website, and then that will link you to her Etsy shop where you can purchase those. These are on clear. And I do have a discount code that is AGWP10 that will save you 10% on your purchase, and that works on both printables and tangible items. So this is a Dutch door friendly sticker book. I think I say that all the time, but you can see how there are reversed images. So that way you can put one on one side of the page, cut it out, and then it will fit perfectly on the opposite side of the page where you have already cut around the other sticker. There are also some functional stickers here. We have our boxes. Obviously the functional are on paper. And then we have some sticker strips. And we have a duplicate page of those. And then we have her more functional, but this is your cluster. So it's like a combo of functional and decorative. And I've actually used this as inspiration to create my own clusters with some of the boxes and stickers, especially when I've ran out of these. And then we have your vertical boxes that obviously can go in your planners, but also your journals. And then we have some of your smaller stickers. These are also on paper here. So these are still mirrored images here, but they're just smaller and on paper. So of course you can use these to kind of fill in some of your spaces on your Dutch doors, but these are also really good on your planner spreads or in your planner spreads. So there we go. That's the hand-drawn sticker book from Amy Plans Things. You can see 435 stickers. Definitely a very unique sticker book. And now we have the book of creative trackers. I recently used some of her other creative trackers in both my health and wellness planner. This is clear, by the way, and everything else is going to be paper, as well as my wellness journal. So definitely useful there. Now these are two large images that are kiss cut. So you can see how they are cut with a pretty thin border. Perfection. Everything here is no longer a full page. She did cut around so that way you can kind of place it wherever you want on the page. Her earlier sticker books, the entire sheet was one sticker. I mean, the entire sheet is still a sticker, but it is kiss cut, so that way you can kind of place it a little bit more centered on the page, or however you want. Maybe you want it off-centered. Mood tracker. Remember, you can always cut off mood tracker and then use this for whatever you want. Habit tracker. I use this for symptom trackers, so I cover the word habit. And then your monthly step tracker. I don't use this for steps. I use this one time for a reading log tracker. I use dot markers for a certain book, and every day that I read that particular book, I put that color dot in it. So again, you can use this as a calendar for anything. Your water tracker, I don't have any other suggestions for that one. Gratitude log, again, 1 through 31. You can put whatever you want here. Anything. I mean, anything that you would want to list daily. If you didn't want to do gratitude, you could list your workouts, you can list your dinner plans or what have you. Here's another challenge. So this is kind of like the mood tracker, but you can do whatever you want. And these are numbered, so you can color them in as you do it. Here's a workout log. And then a monthly miles. Again, you can use this for anything. Self-care bingo. These prompts do change every month. So it's a lot of fun to make sure that you do some things for yourself. And these are fairly simple. So like go outside for 30 minutes, stretch before bed, and things of that nature. So it's definitely something you can get done. I still struggle, but it is something you can get done. And then your month in review page. And then this can be like your little quotes page. You can use this as a title page as well. Again, you can see the line going around it where it's cut out. And then here's half of your calendar and then the other half of your calendar. So if you do get the printables of this book in particular, everything comes in various sizes and you do get the PDF version of all of those sizes. So like a mini, a junior, classic, letter, and daily grind. And then here are your weekly planner pages. So you get two, obviously for one half of the week and then the other half of the week. So various different layouts so you can switch things up. I have shared with you in other setup videos how I repurpose by putting header boxes over the days of the week and use these for other purposes. And I think it works well. I love this one in particular to use for other purposes. I've done it for weekly meal planning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Because I don't like to plan per day. I like to just list out what I want for the week. And then we have full page scrapbook paper. And then here are some large images. So you have this one here, and then you have two of the same size here, and then you have another full page here, full page. I think you can see that they're full page. But yeah, these are full on stickers. Remember that. And then here's another one with 3 various sizes. All right. All right, let's look at the washi first. This is script washi. I have a feeling this is not going to last long. I could see people like getting a couple of these, like one person, because even though, I mean, look, you get a lot on the roll, but it's like, man, this is like going to be so fun to use. I don't want to rip it. So that's why I'm doing like this. Look at that, y'all. So pretty. So unique. I think I say that all the time about Amy's products. All right, we'll look at the medium size washi. I define washi as small, medium, and large. There are measurements for these. I'm just not good at remembering that kind of stuff. And then this one, we have the honeycombs and the bumblebees and the sunflowers. So cute. I mean, as beautiful as everything is, I mean, you can do waterfall edges with just like the washi. Now I'm not gonna show you these washis, but these colors are really, really nice because you have, I guess you can say almost like a brownish yellow or a mustardy yellow. And then this is also like more of like, I don't know, like a brownish orange. But I love those colors. Definitely don't have anything of those colors in my collection. And look how perfect they look with that. And then I will show you this. I always say we, and it's just me. So then this is your sunflowers. So if I was to do like waterfall edges, I would have this in the back. Then I would put like one here, then maybe this one, and then this one, and then this one. So that way you can separate it. So you could do something like that for your waterfall tab. So have this on the back page, then this on the edge of the next page, and then this one, and then you got it. So like I said, you can use the washi to do your spread and then just add some of the boxes from like those cluster boxes from this sticker book and then call it done. I mean, that's as simple as you can be. Where are the cluster boxes? Now I can't find them. Those, and then be done. We might have to do that for a spread. Not today. We'll do that maybe another time later. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it today. And then this is your honey drip PET tape. This is absolutely cool. This is so cool. So cool. I don't think I've ever seen this. Definitely haven't seen this in a PET tape, which is going to be really cool because it's going to kind of blend into the page because it is kiss cut. If you can't see, you see it's kiss cut. And obviously it's matte too. Yay for matte PET tape. And then here is your PET stickers. That's more like your PET washi, I guess you can say, because it's like a continuous strip that you cut at the end. These are actual stickers. So these are all kiss cut as well, so you can just peel them off and put them on the page. So you can see all of these. Now these are likely not going to be reverse images. These are just really cool PET tape stickers. I love PET tape stickers because I feel like you can just use, there's just so many. We haven't got to the end of the loop yet. I will tell you when we've gotten to the end of the loop. We still have not gotten to the end of the loop. I thought there was a honeycomb and that was it. That is the end of the loop. Yes. So this cup is the end of the loop. So now I will go back and show you the entire roll of stickers. So start right here with the honey. And then we go back. These pop so well that I'm hoping that you guys see, yes. I'm like, I hope you guys see this without me putting white paper behind it. Now these, obviously you can use these anywhere. I would love to like use these in some of my planner spreads and things of that nature, just because they're a little bit thinner than paper stickers. They are thick. This is like a really kind of thicker PET tape, but they're still thinner than like paper stickers. So I'll be using a lot of that in some of my planners. All right, so obviously I'm going to want to do a Dutch door spread. Haven't quite figured out what I wanted to do yet. And like I'm currently working in a journal, and it's my commonplace journal, but I kind of want to do the sunflower theme in this journal that I have not even started yet, but I don't care. I might not even use it anytime soon, but again, I don't care. So we'll just leave a few pages open. We'll leave this page open in the front, and then we'll just start here, or maybe we'll just start here. I get nervous because I don't know the purpose of this journal, but I feel like sunflowers on the front, it'll be really cool to open the journal with some sunflower, a sunflower spread. So this is probably the one I'm going to tape down. So we'll just start 2 pages in. It's fine. No, we'll start 1 page in because it's only 112 pages or 128 pages in this book. Decisions. If I need to, I'll just keep this page and then have this as my open page. Okay. Let's stop talking and get to work. So I want to do a Dutch door. All right, guys, I've done some thinking. So first I was thinking doing horizontal because, you know, we have flowers, we have beads. It kind of makes sense. But I've done like Dutch doors, like I did a curved one. I've done one that went like this. I've done slanted ones that went like every other one, like one went this way, one went this way. I don't know that I've done one, or I haven't done one in a while that just went straight up like this. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think that'll be a little bit easier, honestly, than a horizontal Dutch door, because I don't have to cut like right here where the seam is or anything. So I'm putting this here. This is not going to get cut. This is kind of acting as like washi, like a base for the stickers. You guys, this spread took quite a while. There's just a lot of decision making going on throughout this entire Dutch door spread creation. For starters, am I going to do themed stickers on each Dutch door? What I mean by that, that was a really bad terminology for what I actually meant. Like, do I want to put all of the sunflowers on one Dutch door? On another Dutch door, do I want to stick to all the honey themed stickers? You will see I do that for a few of the Dutch doors, but on some of them I do not. The other decision that I was really struggling with this first Dutch door in particular was, how do I actually lay out the stickers? Because it's a slanted Dutch door, I'm like, do I like line the bottom of the sticker
up with the actual, like how the line is going with this PET tape washi? Or do I like angle it more so it's closer to being upright? It was like, I was just overthinking, which is not unusual for me. That's why it takes me so long sometimes to do these spreads that other people would just fly through. So yeah, I ended up kind of laying it more so flush against the washi. And I do like how it looks. I think it looks fine. You did see where I added 2 stickers together in some of the spaces just to kind of widen the sticker up, make it a little larger. So I paired the cup with the honey, and then I paired the bookmarks with the books. I really do like it the way it looks, especially like the bookmark with the books. It kind of adds a little bit of height and things like that to the stickers as well, and in addition to the width. So yeah, I do like how it looks. I was thinking about pairing a sunflower with the little box of sunflowers on the end, but because these are clear stickers, you can see what is underneath of it, and trying to cut around a sunflower would have been a little too much work. So I'm like, nope, we're just going to leave that. So as far as cutting out the Dutch door, you will see throughout all of them, I do a combination of the gyro cut, the scissors, and an X-Acto knife. And the reason why is because I will be using washi tape and then this PET tape washi, I guess is what we can call it. There were a lot of straight edges, and I would prefer to either use my X-Acto knife or scissors for the straight edge cuts. It's a lot easier than the swivel blade of the gyro cut, because I would have to go super slow with that to keep it from swiveling on me when I'm trying to cut a straight line. And then I do all of the more like intricate cuts where there are more curves and things like that. I use the gyro cut for that. So yeah, you will see me kind of switch up what I use to kind of cut around some of the stickers. All right, so now the placement of the stickers would typically be fairly easy when you go onto the reverse side, especially with the sticker book, because there are mirrored images. But yeah, because I decided to layer my stickers, it made it a little bit more difficult. Not much for these particular stickers, but as we go on through the process, you will see there were some that I was like struggling with. I'm like, okay, no, where does this line up? But yeah, so I had to kind of, figure out how to match things up a little bit more because I was layering stickers and cutting stickers and things like that. But it worked out. So what I am doing as far as the washi goes is I want to match the washi that are on the 2 pages that are across from one another. So that is the reason why I'm not using the honey drip PET tape washi on the back side of this page. I'm using just regular washi. So I will use the PET tape drip on that very first page, which I will decorate at the very end. But on the reverse side of the Dutch door, I'm going to be using just the regular grid washi, and then I'll also use that on the 3rd page. So that's kind of how I'm doing everything. You can see me lining everything up now. And yeah, when I do the Dutch doors, like I said, I don't really have a game plan of what stickers are going to go where. So for this instance, what I did was I was just kind of trying to find things that I thought looked well. So I went for, I guess, is that like a honeycomb little thingy-majig? It looks like a soap honeycomb. I put that down, but I felt like it needed some height behind the stickers that were in the front. So that's why I also added the little, do you call it like a stir or a spoon? Obviously, I am not well versed in the whole like honey business. But yeah, so I added that to kind of add height. So again with the layering, but I think it works. A little bit more difficult to cut around, just cutting around the square would have been very simple, but then I added the height of the little honey stir thingy majig. And then, now I'm gonna have to cut around that. But again, I think it works. And again, I just really wanted to add height, especially because what it was going to be behind were a little bit taller. So yeah, that's the reason why I went with that decision. So here I was trying to figure out what washi do I want to place down next. And then I realized, there's going to be a lot of Dutch doors in this spread. So let's just alternate. Let's go with the honey drip, then a grid, then a honey drip, and then the other color grid. And then we'll finish it off with probably the script, washi the script with the sunflowers on the very last page. Unless for some reason I miscalculated and I need another Dutch door, and then we'll decide there what goes on the last Dutch door. But yeah, that was the reason why I kind of decided to go for the drip washi again instead of the other grid. I just figured we'll just alternate it. You really can't see the washi very much when the pages are all, when you like have it on the first page, you can see all the pages behind it. You really can't see very much of the washi. But you can see little peaks of it if you look really hard. So that's the reason why I was trying to kind of come up with a pattern for that as well. Now for the drip washi, the way I line that up, I do want to talk about that a little bit. Is I wanted you to be able to see some of the white so you can actually see the drip pattern, but I didn't want to pull it all the way up to like where the like longish drip ended or anything, because then there would be like large gaps from like where the short drips were to the bottom. So I just kind of lined it up to where there wasn't like a whole bunch of white space showing, but I did want some so you can actually see that there were drips. But again, like I said, when you're looking at the very first page and you can see all the pages behind it, you can't really see very much of the washi. But, again, the thought process behind the placement, I still wanted to share that with you guys. So for this, I decided the honeycombs actually fit really well when you had the page in front of it. Over top of this one, you could see a lot of that particular sticker. So that's the reason why I went with the honeycombs here. And then you will see there's a lot of white space toward the bottom where the sticker meets the washi tape. So this is where I start adding in a lot of the bees and stuff like that. And this also helps with cutting out the Dutch door. I don't have to go in between the stickers as much. It's more of like just cutting around the edges, which are now almost all in line at the top because of me adding the bees and things like that. And now guys, we have reached the final actual Dutch door, or like the Dutch door that I'll be cutting out. So I guess it is the final Dutch door, not the final page I'll be decorating. And now I get to use the really big sunflower stickers. So I pretty much knew that these were going to be the very last stickers that I used. I didn't know if they were going to be all the way in the back or if they were going to be on the final Dutch door. So I decided to put them on the final Dutch door. And as I was putting them on, because they all have stems on them, I'm like, I do not want to cut again in between each of the stickers. I don't want to like have to run the gyro cut down the stem and then along the washi and stuff like that. Nope, didn't want to do that. So what I end up doing is cutting the little sunflowers, the smaller sunflower stickers that don't have stems, cutting them in half and then just lining them up along the actual washi tape. So again, just like in the previous Dutch door, I'm just going to be cutting the tops. I'm not going to have to go in between the stickers or anything like that. And you can see I'm cutting around the tops now. And then I kind of wanted to go ahead and do that so that way I know like where to place stickers, because I knew I wanted to fill the area as much as possible. So you will see that I will fill the area again with bees. I loved those bees. I don't love bees. They all, you know, for some reason they're attracted to me. So I'm not a fan of bees, but I do like bee stickers. And I loved like using them in this particular spread because they were perfect for filling in the areas that I needed to fill in. So I didn't have to actually cut out additional parts of the page. And then you saw me a little bit earlier put on the washi tape on that very back page. I only had to use a little bit. I didn't have to use a lot. And yeah, that's going to be it pretty much for the Dutch doors. I'm just going to go ahead, go back to the one that I previously did and put the stickers on the back side of that. And then I'll do the same for the very last Dutch door. And then we will go ahead and figure out what to do for that very first page, which is always tricky. So let's talk about this first page. You can do a lot on the first page of your Dutch door spread, which is not part of the Dutch door, but it is the page that you see when you flip the pages over. So, you know, you kind of want to make it look more uniform or at least decorative so you can see stickers behind it. But you could also leave it open for text and write in the area that you could see. That could actually be a cool thing as well. I usually decorate it up and I don't put text there. I have used just like decorative vertical boxes. I use washi. Sometimes I make just a crazy like sticker bomb and just put stickers all over it, like individual like decorative stickers. But today we're gonna go with washi because the washi in the set was so pretty that I really wanted to use it. So I'm just gonna try my best to repeat the pattern that I've already created, but I am bringing in a new washi. So I did bring in one of the other sunflower washis that I hadn't used, but I thought it worked here because I wasn't adding like stickers like you see on the other parts of the Dutch door. So I kind of think it helps bring in that type of element of all the other elements that the stickers bring in. It helps bring that in. Yeah, and I actually really like how that turned out. I will say that as you start flipping through the Dutch doors, you will definitely see where it didn't like the slant on one side is definitely not equal to the slant on the page that is across from it, but that is okay. You can see right here, I probably should have in hindsight made the slants a little bit more even to one another. I think it would have helped with the symmetry, but you know, we've already placed box stickers down and things of that nature, so we're not even going to consider it. But just something I wanted to kind of say to you guys in case this is something you wanted to do, that it's just something to consider. But of course you can be like me and just put, you know, a design on the page that basically you see when the page in front of it is over top of it. That's how my slants worked. That's how I created those slants. So we're just going to let it be. But like I said, you could try to make it where it's more of a more symmetrical. So the slants are kind of even on both sides. Does that make sense? So yeah, as you can see, all I'm doing is adding some of the box stickers. I'm mainly using some of the clusters. Some of the clusters were too large for the area. They would have overlapped with the stickers. And then I was a little nervous about you being able to see it when the page in front of it was closed. So I stuck to the smaller of the clusters. And then I brought in a few of the other just regular boxes to kind of fill in the area, but I didn't go too heavy, y'all. I'm kind of impressed with myself. There's definitely some white space on the pages that are not touched by a sticker, and y'all, I left it. I had to leave it because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this journal yet.
All right, y'all. There we go. This took a while. Probably should not have attempted to do one of these on the same day I did the flip through because this was probably a very long video, but I ended up doing 4 Dutch doors. I just kind of went with the flow to see how many I needed, and that's where the design took me. So I really like how this looks. I liked doing the slanted Dutch door. I like using this as kind of the base, and I alternated it with using washi, and then I just used the same one on both pages, and I kind of like how that looks. Didn't quite do a complete triangle, but that's okay. There we go. So even from here, it looks pretty good, you know? Love how this looked. This turned out really, really fun. Love all the bees. I think I used almost every single bee that was in the sticker book. This sticker book is now pretty much demolished, or at least the beginning pages of it. I mean, look at this. I used a lot of stickers. I might have to go and get the printable version because I think this is a fun sticker book, and this is a sticker book I can see myself wanting to kind of go back to just because of the sunflowers. I love sunflowers. Obviously, I like the bees. I just think they're really good for fillers. So yeah, there we go. I did use pretty much every one of the washies. I did not use the PET tape this go around, but I did use most of the supplies that I had. So this was a pretty much full on spread, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, all of this stuff releases on July the 10th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and my discount code AGWP10 will save you 10%. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And if you've yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.